I'm a shit like a grown up. Welcome lives biz and you know what's up. Got the feet up now. Beat up, bring the beat down. Catch the Jared when he's on his phone while we're trying to do a podcast. My wife just left.
I actually don't know the intro to the podcast.
Me.
I don't actually know the words.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, okay.
But it sounds cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm not a fan. I want a new intro.
That.
I want a new intro.
But that song's made by a friend of ours.
I want a new one made by a different friend. We need to shed the spotlight on our other talented friends.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. So welcome back to the Blackbird Podcast episode.
Stop,
don't know.
What did we just talk about? Stop saying episodes so we don't have to release these in order.
You did not. That was a display of mistrust right there, because if you let me finish, I said episode we don't know.
I know.
Because
but don't
we've
even
been doing these out of order so that we can backlog.
We actually haven't been doing these. Chris is lying to you at the moment. We actually haven't been doing these out of order. I've been wanting to do these out of order for a while, but Chris is stuck in his ways.
I'm appalled. I'm quite appalled.
You are pretty appalling. Look at your face.
Damn. Aries, get away from the mixer. You're gonna fuck shit up. Damn, you're so cute. Aries is a good boy today because we were on a film set in the park for like 6 hours. It was like 8 hours, I think. It should have been like, 4 or 5.
Oh, sorry, Chris. I have to jump in because Jake just sent Claire the code to audition that you don't need anymore.
How do you know that?
Because she just texted me.
Sweet.
So, for those of you who don't know, Chris, please explain, because I don't feel
Do
like
I have
it.
to explain this?
I don't feel
I
like
left
it.
my phone at a bar, and my wife is going to get my phone while we record the podcast, and yeah.
No, for most of you, you're like, oh, that's not so bad. You know, I leave my phone at the occasional restaurant from time to time, maybe once every, 3 years. No, for
Are we
Chris...
really doing this?
For Chris, this is almost...
Are we really doing this?
Of course we are. Of course we are. For Chris, this is like a weekly occurrence. It's just a constant game of where's my phone, or where are my car keys, or where's my wallet, or where are my glasses. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I do be losing shit quite a bit.
You do. It's very
And
easy
you know
for
what
you to
else
lose
I
things.
lost recently? My job. I didn't lose it. I quit so I can focus on shit like this, which probably isn't good, but we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, quit my job so I can focus on this shit. But around the time I put in my 2 week, I stumbled upon a bunch of cool circumstances that led me to land my first paid acting role.
Whoa.
Yeah. So as of recording this, yesterday, I got off a 2-day set of my first acting role. I don't know if I should say the name of the film.
Let's be honest.
Well, the film's public knowledge. The name of the film's public knowledge. Parking Lot Seagulls is the name of the film. Should be coming out sometime, maybe this year. But I'm really, really stoked for it because, I would say it was definitely my favorite acting experience. And there's a scene at the end which is, I would say the scene at the very end is the most rigorous acting experience I have ever had, because it was somewhat improv. It was just all emotion, and I'm not gonna say exactly what was happening to me, but I was dying essentially, and in between every take, the director would pour fake blood on me, and it was crazy because I was just surrounded by a bunch of people, and I couldn't see because there was fake blood over my eyes, so I couldn't open my eyes, but I had to act with, you know,
You weren't wearing your glasses though,
with realistic
either, were
emotion.
you?
No, I wasn't wearing my glasses. I was pretty much acting blind for the entirety of the film, but I literally could not see anyone. And so I was having to sell that I was, you know, dying, and it was crazy because like we did like 10 takes in the span of like, you know, 5 to 10 minutes. Like I'd do my thing and then he'd say cut, and then I'd have to keep in character in between cut, and then he'd pour the blood and then step back and then the roll camera. They also shot on film. I don't know exactly what kind of camera they had, but yeah, so that added that's kind of what made the acting feel a little bit more professional, because there was definitely the pressure of, you know, when you're shooting on film, there is definitely a finite amount of, you know, takes you have at something, so you gotta, you know, you gotta get in and get out with those things. Can't be lollygagging around. You gotta do it right the first time if at all possible. But no, that was awesome. I rambled on a little bit too much about that, but
Well, I'll say the past 2 days for Chris, I guess for Chris have been pretty tough on the man, and so, you know, it's not like he's not working with very many brain cells, but now
no,
that
it's true.
he's sleep deprived, you know,
I really am, because I just got off of a set today.
Fumes.
Sorry, continue.
You see, this is another thing Chris does when he's tired. He resorts back to his old habits where he doesn't let anybody else talk, and if you start talking, he'll cut you off. Living with Chris, that should happen all the time. We'd be having a conversation, and I'd let Chris have his 30-minute spiel, and then I go to give my 30-second acknowledgement, and I try to talk about my problems, and then Chris is like, "Oh yeah, actually, back to my story," and, you know, and then I kind of just sit there and I listen, because, you know, he's my buddy and I want him to say what he has to say. But goddamn, nigga, share the fucking floor with somebody else for once, fuck. But you know, I'm gonna say that's just because you're tired. But, you know, so Chris had a pretty rough, tough day last 2 days, and for me, I've had a very rough, I guess, day and a half. Well, it's almost been 2 days for me. We're coming up on 2 days for me. Chris and I were both working a film set earlier. The day of this recording, we were both working a film set. Unfortunately for me, because I live 2 fucking hours away from this place, I had to wake up at 5 in the morning, because we started filming at 8. And it takes me a minute to get up, because I made a promise to myself after I graduated that I would never wake up before 8 a.m. ever again. I paid my dues, all right? I paid my dues. I deserve to sleep till at least 9. So I had to wake up at 5, and I ended up getting here at like 8:15. And I hadn't gone to sleep the night before, actually. I you know, like we talked about in a previous episode, I have insomnia. Diagnosed insomniac. So I didn't sleep at all. So I drove here on fumes, nothing in my stomach, no breakfast, and I got here, and I was just angry. I was angry, horny, and hungry. And if you know me, those are 3 things that I don't want to be.
Those are 3 things you definitely want to be in the room with when Jared is those 3 things. That wasn't a sentence, but I'm trying, man.
Yeah, so it's been a rough few days for us. We're doing our best to get you guys some type of content, because we know that we left you high and dry for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've been real busy, but you know what? There's only 89 of you motherfuckers, so
that is true. And only 12 of you watch the podcast.
Yeah.
And to those 12,
but
thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
To those other however many are, because I don't feel like doing math because I'm a film major, don't be fake.
Yeah.
Watch our fucking shit, dude.
Yeah.
Watch our shit.
That's all we ask, man. Come on. Yeah.
That, and you fucking give us money. That too.
Yeah, well,
you know.
not yet.
No. Go ahead, ask for money, because I'm trying to make this like my day job.
Nah,
I'm not trying. I ain't trying to work at Staples.
Mm-hmm.
But we have I have a question for you, Chris.
Yes, sir.
This is something that, you know, I've been thinking about like for the past 2 weeks, because usually like since I only see you once every 2 weeks, if we're lucky, I'll just have like a bunch of random thoughts that go through my head. I'd be like, shit, it'd be great to talk to Chris about this, and then I fucking forget. But I wrote this one down. So I was watching like some fucking true crime shit as I do, and they're talking about like all the last meal for like death row inmates.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I were to be put on death row, what would my last meal be? And like, you think that'd be such an easy question to answer, but it's really fucking hard.
My question is there a limit to how much food you can request?
Well, in real life, yes, because who was it? I forget who it was. The serial killer who ordered like
a table full of food, like a big potluck worth of food, didn't eat a single bite.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know his name, but I know of.
I can't remember it. It makes me look really bad to the true crime community, because I like to think that when it comes to that shit, I'm kind of I'm usually on it, and I for whatever reason I can't remember, and I think it's a pretty famous killer. I think. Yeah. Which is kind of embarrassing, but so in real life, a lot of states have put the states that still do the last meal have put like limits onto what you can order. But for this hypothetical, let's say there is no limit. There is no limit. You can order whatever you want because it's your last meal. You're about to get croaked.
I can order whatever I want and how much I want.
Yeah, you can. Under the assumption that you are eating. You're not doing it as like a middle finger to the government. Like you actually plan on eating this food.
How much time do I have to eat it?
Well, I don't remember how much time you get in real life, because I remember there was a guy who ordered that much food to try to. He ordered like all of his food and the Lord of the Rings trilogy or whatever the fuck it is to try to like prolong his execution. Wow. So I mean, I guess we'll say.
Wait, and to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah, that was a part of his last meal request. All the food he ordered.
That's interesting. Extended.
I think it might have been. Nice. So we'll say you have just the day, because you die tomorrow. Yeah. So you have like until
24 hours to have a little buffet or something, and even a movie. That makes the question a little bit more interesting. What would be your final movie?
No, I don't give a. What am I, a film major?
Okay, all right.
Answer. What would be your final meal though, Chris? As somebody who often pigs out, what would be your final meal?
I don't know, man. I maybe just like a big old table of my favorite shit. Interesting. You know what? If there's a possibility that like I can ask for the food to be made by specific people, like some of my family members have certain like recipes,
I'll
like
allow
that. That would be So
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Yeah. My mother-in-law makes a killer chicken parmesan. It's the best parmesan I've ever had in my life. So yeah, that'll definitely be on the table. Mm-hmm. She also has a great cornbread recipe. So yeah, those two things. And some Five Guys. Love me some Five Guys. Have a good old burger on there. Little Five Guys burger. And I don't know, man. A shrimp platter. Can't go wrong with a shrimp platter, Never go wrong with a shrimp platter. A little bit of cocktail sauce on there. Mm-hmm. Something to drink, I guess. Man, I'd have an open bar,
Okay.
That'd be pretty nice.
I mean, I don't know if they can do that. I don't know how they're going to get an open bar in the fucking jail.
Nah. If they can bring back the white Mountain Dew.
Oh, the whiteout?
Yeah, whiteout. If they can bring that shit back, I like that. I don't know if a lot of other people did, but I really liked whiteout Mountain Dew. If they can somehow bring back Wazoo bars. Wazoo. That shit was awesome. Yo, Yogos. Remember Yogos?
Yeah.
Dude, if they could get me a pack of Yogos that are not like all of them are expired. If nobody remembers Yogos, then you're too young to listen to this podcast. But For those of you who don't know, Yogos was like
little yogurt balls, and they were
little yogurt
balls. But
balls.
they were candy coated.
Well, yeah, they were little they were. Wait a minute. Were they candy coated or were they yogurt coated?
Oh, they were yogurt coated.
Yeah, they had these little gusher gummies inside of it, and it's a little like hard. Yeah, it's candy coated. It's like 3 layers: candy coated yogurt, and then there was a little gusher core in the middle. It was fucking delicious. It was the best snack ever. Yogos. They discontinued them. That and what was it? Wazoo bars. That shit is the reason I have ADHD. It looks like a unicorn turd. It's a candy back in like 2007 that only went for like a year. That and chocolate Skittles. Now I'm just talking about candy.
Yeah,
y'all remember chocolate Skittles?
No one remembers chocolate Skittles because that wasn't a real thing.
Yes, it was. It absolutely was. Also in 2007. Also in 2007. Only went for like a year. Fucking Good Mythical Morning did a video about chocolate Skittles.
Guess what? They made that shit up.
All right.
That's the Mandela effect. Chocolate Skittles never existed.
Chocolate Skittles did exist. No, they were great.
Those are M&Ms, bitch.
No, they're not.
They're M&Ms.
No, they're not.
You ate M&Ms.
No, it's a Skittle texture with like chocolate flavor.
Yeah, those are M&Ms.
It's fucking crazy. No, because there's not a single hint. There's not actual chocolate in it at all. It's just chocolate goo.
Yeah, so you're just making shit up.
It's disgusting.
Anyway,
sounding.
You want all that shit
in practice. It's great.
You want all that.
Yeah,
shit
that
on your
maybe
spread.
a big old bucket of KFC and some like mac and cheese. Dude, the KFC Double Down. Okay, everything that I will ask for them to bring me is shit that was canceled. It's shit that like I'm gonna ask them to recreate it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Do you not remember the KFC Double Down?
Sort of.
It is a chicken sandwich with no bread. They get these like 2 big like chicken fillets, huge, and they fry them and make those the buns, and then they put like a shit ton of cheese and a shit ton of bacon in between them, and then just put a shit ton of their special sauce all in it, and they hand it to you, and they make you sign a waiver because.
Yeah, that'll fucking
you
clog
died.
your arteries.
Yeah, I was fucking
Bro,
like...
it's the fucking Luther from Boondocks.
It is. It essentially is the Luther from Boondocks. I remember I was 11. Within, like, the month that they had that sandwich, I ate 4 of them. It, like, yeah. Yeah, the Double Down. Bring that shit back. Oh, also, Taco Bell used to have, like, a Chipotle chicken flatbread sandwich. That's the best thing to date that they ever made on the menu.
Well, that's not true because the quesarito exists, so...
It's got nothing on the quesarito. Sorry, quesarito's got nothing on.
You heard it first. You heard it first.
Chipotle
Quesarito is clear of everything.
If anybody listening to this remembers the Chipotle chicken flatbread from Taco Bell, that is the best menu item they have ever made and ever will make.
Have you ever had the Cinnabon Delights?
Yes.
Those things are fantastic.
Those things are fucking awesome. It does not compare to the chicken Chipotle flatbread.
You see,
does not compare.
I feel like that's the white talking in you. White
it is not the white talking
love
me.
That fucking Chipotle shit.
You clearly, sir, have never had this sandwich.
No, I have not.
You clearly have never had
not,
the chicken Chipotle flatbread.
Here's
I may be saying the name wrong, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, maybe I have, and you're saying the name wrong. That's why I don't recognize it. So we got all this fucking discontinued shit on your
I mean, why
last
not?
Meal.
Yeah.
I mean, now again, I don't. They can say sorry, we can't make this.
Well, I would ask for like a recreation of that at the very least. Oh, and mac and Cheetos. I've always wanted to try that.
Oh, bro, that was honestly. I think that's one invention that's like it could have been so good.
Yeah.
If it wasn't. We have to take a short break.
We have to take a short break. Some shit just went down. Give us 1 second. Okay, sorry, we're back.
Yeah, somebody broke into our apartment. He was swinging his dick around. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Chris had to call the cops. I put him in a chokehold.
Well, I've seen that guy before. He's like this old guy who just kind of wanders around the apartment. Yeah. No,
was that the guy that was digging in the dumpster? Were you there when there was I think who was it? It was Claire. She went outside to throw something away, and there was like an old homeless dude digging in the dumpster.
Yeah, no, that's him. His name's Ian.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
No, he's pretty cool because like I got to talk to him. It's a shame that the police, handled him the way they did. Just then.
Oh, also on a related note of homeless, do you remember the homeless guy that used to sit outside the alley cat?
Yes.
Did you know he died?
No.
Bro, he froze to death over the winter break.
What the fuck?
He froze to death.
Yo.
They found him leaned up against the garage door. Did.
What?
Yeah.
What? Found a dead guy?
Yeah. Found him leaning up against the garage door, completely frozen.
What?
Yeah, because it's like when we were in the spring semester, I was like, "Where's the homeless dude who's always around here?" And then told me like, "No, he's dead. Like the dude died over Christmas break." I said, "What?" So yeah, he froze to death.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Can we keep that in the podcast?
Sure.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Our professor found a dead guy by our building.
Yeah, but the
homeless guy.
The thing is, he was one of the nicer homeless guys.
Yeah, he was. He was pretty nice.
Like, he wasn't one of the ones that was, like, creepily asking you for, like, cigarettes and money. He was just like, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing good, bud. That's good. Have a good day." And that was it.
Damn.
He never bothered anybody. He was just looking, he was just trying to survive. But yeah, so he's dead. Yeah. Anyway, back to the last meal, Chris. On speaking of death, you're about to die. You're on death row. Currently, you just have like a hodgepodge of discontinued fast food and discontinued candies.
Yeah, discontinued candies and fast food and some home cooking stuff like that. Oh, and some Five Guys. That's pretty good. It's going to take me a while to eat all this food. I do think that, it would be, I feel like it's fitting to watch, I watched the entire catalog of, not the entire catalog. I would ask to watch Django Unchained one last time.
Of course.
Because in my opinion, that is a perfect film.
Of course.
But, that or the extended cut of the Lord of the Rings, because it is also a perfect film, and it would remind me a lot of good times with my wife, because my wife very much loves Lord of the Rings. And my question to you, Jared, what do you think that I would have done that would have permitted me getting the death sentence?
Well, before I answer that question, I want to go back. You said Django Unchained. That reminded me. Yesterday, like 24 hours ago, I said, you know what, fine, I'm gonna watch Django Unchained.
Hey!
And I went to search it in on Netflix, and they took it off Netflix.
Damn.
So I think it's a sign. I think it's a sign from the universe telling me, you had it right. Don't watch this movie.
No, the universe is wrong.
So, I mean, obviously I can still watch it. I have other ways to watch it, but it was like I just thought that it was pretty funny. Now, as far as what you did to end up on death row, here's the thing. I know for a fact that you absolutely would end up on death row purely by accident.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, let's say you accidentally killed like a congressman. The thing is, you would have done it in the most, and it wouldn't have been your fault. It wasn't your intention to do it at all. It just so happened to be that way. Like, let's say, I don't know, you carry around like a knife in your pocket, just because you used to work at Hoblob, so you used to have like box cutters and shit. So you carry around a knife, because you're a working man, and like on some Final Destination shit, it like slips through a hole in your jeans, bounces off the floor, ricochets off of a car tire, spins into the air, and hits the congressman in the fucking eye. And that's how
that is absolutely some Final Destination shit.
And the thing is,
are you writing the newest Final Destination movie? Damn.
I might be, and it's just covered in your fingerprints, and so and that's how you get arrested and put on trial for death.
And like on the trial, it was like, you mean to tell me The knife fell out of your pocket, and they just like reiterate the entire thing. It's like, no, it's unbelievable. And then like as I'm like, you know, about to be like given the lethal injection, the janitor of the prison looks at me with a grin. He's like, can't cheat death because he's the black guy who plays death in all the Final Destination movies.
Death. Yeah. Now, do you think that you would actually be executed by lethal injection, or would you want to take the old Sparky?
They don't do old Sparky anymore.
They do in Alabama.
They do?
Yeah, they still do old Sparky in Alabama.
That's right, they do. They do. Yeah, they still do the electric chair in the state of Alabama. You know what? My last request would be that, as a tribute to my father, I would want to be executed in the electric chair listening to Ride the Lightning by Metallica. That would be my final request.
That checks out. You know, the thing is, I think I'd say you probably have a higher chance of surviving the electric shock as opposed to lethal injection, you know? Because the electric shock, that shit can malfunction, or, you know, like the dude who was...
So can lethal injection, and I've seen a video... I've seen a video of a botched lethal injection.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's not that when a lethal injection is like... I think the difference between a botched lethal injection and a botched...
It kills you way slower.
Botched electric chair. A botched electric chair means you might not... The shock probably won't kill you. You might be a vegetable for the rest of your life, but you won't be dead. But a botched lethal injection... Like all the lethal injection for, I'm pretty sure everybody knows, it's like it's a cocktail of like three different drugs. One is to like sedate you, the other one is to like make sure you can't feel anything, and the third one is to kill you.
Yeah.
But the people who actually give the injections are not licensed doctors or nurses. Yeah. Most of the time they're other inmates. So
yeah.
And they don't know anything about
it's supposed to put you to sleep and then kill you, right?
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a more humane way to kill somebody.
Yeah. I'd
say, honestly, it's probably the most inhumane way, especially if it's botched. If you botch a lethal injection, you know, there's been plenty of stories where it's like not the right... The dosage that like puts you under was like 3 milligrams short or whatever, and it's like prisoners waking up in the middle of like having the poison injected. It's like a burning sensation. It just feels like your entire body is on fire. But you can't scream or anything.
There is a video on YouTube, like it's on YouTube that I watched. It was full coverage of a botched lethal injection. And they put the injection in, didn't really seem like it was working, and then all of a sudden the guy just started screaming.
Yeah.
And he's like screaming and shaking to the top of his lungs, and the physician is constantly going, "Oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit," and he's dropping shit. And they inject this man like at least 5 different times. And each time they inject him, he does not go to sleep. He starts screaming even more, and he's shaking. And it got to the point to where like his family members and the family of the victims that were watching this, they were just fucking sobbing. Well, of course the family was sobbing, but like they were just freaking out. And then eventually they just had to close the curtains, and you still hear the guy screaming. But the reason they put those videos up is that like, there's a lot of advocates for, you know, just execution in general. And just, you know, there is no humane way to kill somebody. Yeah. But, like, and also a lot of times with execution, I mean, you know, I don't know the full statistics, but, like, I read somewhere that, you know, I mean, there absolutely are cases where after someone is executed, they were found to be innocent.
Yes. Happens all the time.
Yeah, all the time. But
yeah, so I think that you would have if I were to be like, you want lethal injection or you want the electric chair, I think I would probably bite the bullet and take the electric chair.
I'd take the electric chair, yeah, especially to have that, you know, opportunity to listen to Ride the Lightning while you're being electrocuted. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But now, if an electric chair botches, you know, there was the case where the guy's entire skull caught on fire because they didn't use the right sponge
That would still be awesome to go out like Ghost Rider.
Fly like fucking Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Yeah, again. Well, that's the same thing. Like, you know, as far as just when I die, I'd rather be cremated rather than, you know,
so you want a skull full of fire. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really don't want to be buried. Rather be burned.
Yeah, you know, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Now if I thought for a while about like what would I want for my last meal, and I was like, you know, since I'm gonna die tomorrow, I can eat all of the foods that I normally couldn't, that would like, you know, upset my stomach and shit. So it's like, bro, I'm getting ice cream because I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't have more than like 2 spoonfuls of ice cream. Bro, I'm getting me an entire like container of Ben and Jerry's. You know, I'm getting like, you know, at Walmart have like those fucking great value tubs of ice cream.
Yeah, bro, I don't like those tubs though. They're like such bad quality.
I don't fucking care. Yeah, I just want as much ice cream as possible since I can't eat it. I want all that shit. I want my mom's lasagna because I was like, I will die on this hill that my mom makes the best lasagna known to man. And if you think yours is better, you're fucking stupid and you're wrong. So
I haven't had your mom's lasagna, but
she made two days ago.
I've had the baked spaghetti that she makes. Now that shit I would put on my list too, because that shit's really good.
Yeah. So I put my mom's lasagna on there, a fucking big ass tub of ice cream. I'd like to order my regular from Peacock Express, which is like a restaurant that's around
Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, Chinese restaurant. It's like a small family-owned business where around the place we went to college.
Family-owned is right. I'll get into a story about that in a minute.
And I became like super good friends with the owner and his family, and so, you know, it's like anytime I'll see him, we'll chat, and, you know, sometimes he'll give me free stuff. And, you know, they were always just super nice to me. Like, whenever I was a freshman, like, they would drive me back to my dorm because I used to walk there, and so they were always super nice to me. So it's like I would want my regular from there one more time. I'd want a quesarito from Taco Bell with a 12-pack of Cinnabon Delights.
Them Cinnabon Delights are.
Yeah. I want a pina colada, a margarita. I'd like I haven't come up with a name with it yet, but it's the alcoholic mix that made me throw up. That one from the drinking game, the one that made me throw up. I want that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't come up with any with that. One of my best mixes. I want that.
It was just an unmeasured mixture of Crown Royal vanilla and Ocean Spray Diet Cranberry juice.
And Sprite.
If that sounds like a bad mix, it's because it absolutely is.
But here, Chris, you say this all the time, but you wanted to try it so bad, and you're like, wow, that's really fucking
because
good.
My only alternative was something that was super fucking sugary, and it was like killing my stomach.
But that was probably just as sugary, if not more.
The only sugar that was in it was, was Sprite.
Here's the thing.
Well, that's true.
But so, Chris, you liked to shit on that drink, but you actually liked the drink, and this because you tried it before you had the other sweet shit.
Okay, look,
you liked to shit on it, but you liked it.
It was the Cayman.
You fucking dirty little bitch. You liked it. You liked it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
Yeah, you did. You just it sounds like a bad mix. Oh, I don't like. Shut the fuck up.
All right. Anyway.
So I want that. You know, get the fuck off me with your fucking nasty ass web toes. I want that shit, and I would like. My cousin Michelle, she makes, for my birthday, she makes red velvet cake. And it's the whole reason why I can't eat store-bought cake anymore, because her cake is just so much better. Mm-hmm. So I would want her red velvet cake.
I like someone to bring my great grandmother back from the dead and have her make her fried peach pies. That shit was great, but she's dead, so I probably can't get that.
Yeah, but don't worry, you'll be with her soon enough.
True. It's true.
Yeah, so I'd want all that shit, and I would like for good old time's sake, because me and my dad used to always go to Sonic during happy hour after he'd pick me up from like school. I want to go to Sonic and I want to get a fucking a blue coconut slushie. That is what I always used to get when my dad picked me up from school. was a blue coconut slushy from Sonic.
For me, it was always cherry limeade.
Yeah, that shit's nasty.
Always cherry limeade. Yeah.
That shit was nasty to me.
Nah, I loved it.
And then I think, like, if we're choosing a movie, like, what movie do I want to watch one final time? I mean, obviously, it's probably going to be an Edgar Wright movie.
It's going to be Scott Pilgrim.
Let's be honest. It's probably going to be an Edgar Wright movie. It's either going to be Baby Driver, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, or Ted 2. Because I really do enjoy Ted. I really do like Ted. It'd be one of those three movies.
Imagine yourself being like strapped into the electric chair and the last like moments of your life was watching Ted 2. Would you really, really want that to be?
Probably, because every time I watch Ted 2, I laugh. I ugly laugh. I ugly cackle. Like, to me, it's one of the funniest movies. Once you get past like all the shithousery, it's as
no Velocipaster?
Well, here's the thing. I love Velocipaster, but it's like if I was like I'm about to die, Velocipaster is one I like to watch with friends. Like I don't want to watch that one on my own.
It's true.
Because I've already seen it on my own so many times. I mean, same with Scott Pilgrim and Ted, but like those are two movies that like whatever like those are just movies like that I watch because they bring me so much joy. Velocipaster brings me joy, but it brings me more joy when I get to watch it with friends, especially when they get to experience it for the first time. So it'd probably either be between like Baby Driver, Scott Pilgrim, or Ted. Honestly, yeah. I'd let any Edgar Wright movie and Ted. Let's be honest, I love Edgar Wright. I love him, best director known to man. He can't do anything wrong. Last Night in Soho was his worst movie, and if that was his worst movie, then dog, bro, please, come on.
That motherfucker just don't miss.
He don't miss. He can't. He don't miss. But yeah, I think that would be it for me, and I'd probably choose the electric chair to go out.
That is like without a doubt your most preferred way of execution is electric chair.
Now, Chris, I'll ask you the same question of what do you think I did to end up on death row?
That is a very interesting question, yeah.
Because I feel like
I feel like for different reasons you would also be there by accident.
Yeah, but I think it really depends on which alter ego is present.
Yeah, that's true.
Which alter ego?
That's true. You're going the split route?
If Jerry was the one that did the killing, then no, it was on purpose.
Yeah. Well, then I'm trying to wonder who you would kill. Or more specifically, why you would kill. You would definitely kill if someone else did something to, someone that you cared about. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you'd ever go there on purpose. Now, here's the thing. I feel like I would go there by accident based on something that I just wasn't aware of, I guess. Like, I got framed by somebody and didn't realize for years that I was, like, in the process of getting framed by some, big thing. But I don't know. I feel like it'd either be accident or just killing based on,
Well, that's what I said. There's two ways that I feel like for me, there's a few different ways you could go because, again, like, I absolutely could end up in there by accident. I mean,
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Jared is emphasizing the fact that he's black, so.
Yeah, So I could end up in there completely by accident, but there is also a chance that I could also end up in there, like, because I actually did, like, brutalize somebody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. I would like to make a couple changes to my answer. My answer was always used to be to eat a blowfish because I always wanted to know how that would taste. And gotcha. You might actually die from the blowfish before you die from lethal injection or execution.
That's true, but the people who make blowfish, they have to be licensed and
only
professional.
That's true.
I don't think an inmate will not make you blowfish.
If I'm not mistaken, you have to not die from blowfish for sure. For those of you who don't know, blowfish is like a delicacy in some cultures, but it is extremely toxic to the point to where it has to be cooked for, if I'm not mistaken, 3 years. It has to be cooked for 3 years, which I don't know how you maintain that. But
oh shit, whoopsies. I actually kicked the mic. But yeah, so that's nice. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that if for whatever reason Chris and I end up on death row, you know what our order would be. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry for whatever I did to end up on death row. It was either an accident or the dude totally deserved it. Ask Shell to make the cake, and Mom, please make the lasagna.
I still haven't had your mom's lasagna. You say that she makes the best.
Well, she does. She made 2 3 days ago. She made 2 lasagnas 3 days ago.
I'd like to try the lasagna because I like to try that because you say it's the best lasagna ever. I don't like lasagna.
I know you don't.
So I'd like to try this and see if it can turn me.
I'm very adamant. I promise you, if you eat this lasagna, you're gonna be like, damn.
Because again, that baked spaghetti, like I don't even like spaghetti. That baked spaghetti was the bomb.
And the thing is, I think she's only ever made that 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact that
Thank you,
that it tastes that fucking good, and you've only made it 2 or 3 times. I mean, good job, Mom. Good job. Grandma taught you well.
Will there even be home-cooked meals in like 40 years? Would people even do that anymore, you know?
Well,
or will we all be Wall-E people?
Eat Fresh and was it Hello Blue Apron and all those other fucking like packaged meal fucking things don't take over, then yeah.
I feel like as far as sci-fi goes, Wall-E is probably the most realistic.
Well, I mean, I don't know if... Well, I shouldn't say that. I was like, I don't know about the whole space travel thing, but seeing as how, like, we're, you know, trying to fucking colonize Mars, you know, I guess that's not too far outside of the realm.
Well, doesn't Wall-E take place, like, thousands of years in the future?
I believe so.
Because it's long enough for civilization to not really know of Earth that much. So they've been in space for quite a while. And also just, you know, the state of Earth is just a big old pollution cesspool. Yeah. Only inhabited by one robot.
And a cockroach.
And a cockroach.
And a cockroach. And a plant. And a boot.
You know what? I want to rewatch Wall-E. I need to fucking watch Interstellar. I've had that movie on DVD for 4 years. I still have not watched it.
I also keep telling you to watch Basic Instinct.
I have that movie on VHS.
I know. I see it every time I look at your cabinet. I see Basic Instinct. I'm like, damn. Still in the same spot. He hasn't watched it.
I watched it kind of when I rewound the tape. There's a lot of sex and boobies in that movie.
Yeah. It's a sex murder mystery.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I usually don't like movies like that, you know.
Well, it's also like a noir, isn't it? It's like a slow burn.
It is. It is a slow burn, and I hate slow burns. But the thing is, and I usually don't watch movies more than 2 times, unless it's like a movie like I really fuck with, you know. Mm-hmm. But I have seen Basic Instinct, I think, upwards of like 3 to 4 times.
Really?
And I hate noirs. I hate slow burns. I hate movies that are over 2 hours. But like watching Basic Instinct is like, because I think it's one of those movies that actually did the whodunit actually really well. Because for a while it's like the answer is it's smacking you in the face the entire movie, and it's like, well, obviously it can't be that because you're slapping me in the face with it. Obviously it's not that, and then. The movie's like, well, you're right, it's not that, it's actually this. And you're like, I knew it because I think outside the box. And then the movie like pulls down their pants, moons you, and is like, guess what, bitch? You were right the original time. Get fucked. And then so, you know, I enjoyed that about it. And I think there's a second one. I think.
Wait, really?
I think there's
a second American Psycho. Did you know this?
No.
Have you ever seen American Psycho?
Yes. And okay. I actually did not like American Psycho.
You didn't like American?
I didn't
like it the first time I watched it.
Because when I was watching it,
I loved it the second time I watched it.
When I watched it, it was right when it had been instilled in my brain to critically analyze every movie I watch. Mm-hmm. Because this was during the cinematic appreciation, and I think that we talked about this a while ago. It's like during that class, it was really hard to turn off the analytical part of your brain and just watch a movie.
Yeah,
and so it just ruined movies for me for a long time, and that was one of the movies. Like I couldn't turn the analytical part of my brain off watching that movie.
Yeah,
and so it's just like pointed. Like I saw like all the things that I didn't like. I was like, I don't like the movie. So maybe I'll give it another watch. Now that I can actually control the Switch,
There are a lot of great quotes in that film. But what was I gonna say? No, there's a second American Psycho featuring Mila Kunis and William Shatner. And it is a movie that was filmed to not be a sequel of American Psycho. Not only that, but not even to be connected to American Psycho at all. And then at the end, they were like, hey, how about we connect this to American Psycho for some reason? And they did. The movie is completely different. It's totally different. It is awful.
Well,
watch it. It is... you owe it to yourself to watch this on HBO Max. But, yeah.
I was thinking about Psycho. Have you seen the Bates Motel?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No. I wanted to watch Bates Motel when it was coming out, but my mom watched the first episode and found out that it was about rape and shit. And she's like, the Satanists are taking over America. And she boycotted the series.
Well, that's fair.
And I was like, Mom, do you not understand that this show is about the movie Psycho? But she didn't. But yeah, that was also around the time that American Horror Story came out for the first time. I really liked the first season, but my mom was...
Murder House?
Yeah, my mom was doing the same thing, though. She was like, Satan! I'm like, oh, okay.
I actually fuck with American Horror Story, I didn't think I would, because I started American Horror Story like really super super duper late. I probably wouldn't have watched it if my girlfriend at the time hadn't been like, let's watch American Horror Story. I like horror stuff. It's one of my favorite genres. But I was like, I don't really, for whatever reason, I can't get behind like horror TV shows. I tried Hill House. I can't get behind it.
ABC Family and Freeform ruined that genre. TV horror.
Yeah.
But
I gave American Horror Story a shot, and Murder House was like, after the first episode, I was like, oh yeah. This is the one.
Yeah, no, American Horror Story is great. Again, I've only seen the first season. I actually want to go back and try and actually watch it.
I'd say my favorite season is
FX generally
is Freak Show. Freak Show is probably my favorite season simply because the clown in there. What's the clown's name? Is it Twisty? Is that the clown's name? I can't remember, but he's John Wayne Gacy.
Oh,
is based off of John Wayne Gacy, and so he has he's a serial killer, but he has his own character arc, a B story throughout the entire season, and it's actually pretty compelling. And I'm always a fan of shows that end with that don't end with a happy ending, Mm-hmm. Because contrary to popular belief, a show or film doesn't have to have a happy resolution to be a good film. Okay, I feel like
you're not talking about anyone specific, are you?
Oh, absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
And so I enjoyed the ending, and
again, if I'm not mistaken, is every season of American Horror Story, is it somewhat based on true events?
No.
Well, because the first season was it involved Columbine, did it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, that scene was fucking crazy.
That scene, I still think about that scene. That cinematically, that is a great great scene, but it is fucking intense. It is really intense.
It is really intense.
But it's one of those scenes that made me take the show seriously.
Yeah.
I'm like, ABC Family would not do this shit. They recreated Columbine.
Well, even the whistling, most people associate that with Kill Bill. I associate that with American Horror Story.
Yeah. Oh, I forget that was an American Horror Story. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't associate that with Kill Bill. For me, that's Tate about to shoot up a school. Mm-hmm. That's what that is to me. But no, not every season is, because like this past season was like witches in the apocalypse.
Well, wasn't that like the resolution to the series?
No, they're coming out with a new one. It's just advertised.
I didn't know that.
They're coming out with another season. Yeah, the Antichrist showed up. There was a coven of witches. It was
cool.
Just some shit. But the murder hotel, the actual murder hotel that H.H. Holmes created was used. And so, for all you true crime buffs.
Wait, there's a real murder hotel?
Yes, no. H.H. Holmes was the guy who actually had a murder hotel. Yeah.
Like, what happened?
Well, it was a murder hotel. The way that he constructed it was like there's, like, just like in the show, there's like secret rooms that lead to other parts of the hotel, like secret passageways, rooms that are like dead ends, rooms that are soundproof that, once you get in, you can't get out. Just stuff like that. And, H.H. Holmes in real life, it's like his wife would get involved too. And so they did a little bit of that in the show. So it's like, for me, it's like, since I enjoy that type of shit, I was like, I really enjoyed Hotel, this season Hotel. Plus on Devil's Night, they brought back like a bunch of other serial killers. The Zodiac was there. Jeffrey Dahmer was there.
Oh, wow.
I think Ted Bundy was there. Richard Ramirez was there, who was also in a later series that took place in the 70s. The Night Stalker. So just a bunch of like, I guess mainstream serial killers,
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, like I really enjoyed that series because, I enjoy that type of shit.
I feel like one of these days when they uncover more on Dan Schneider, he's going to be one of these one of these two true crime documentaries. Yeah, dude, Dan Schneider can fuck off.
Bro, can you imagine a fucking Dan Schneider-based American Horror Story season? That'd be great, dude.
That'd be crazy.
Have
Tarantino like be the creative director of that season, because there's going to be a lot of foot shots.
Yeah.
Damn, that's some low-hanging fruit. But yeah. All right, well, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us.
Yep, we appreciate it.
Made it this far, we appreciate it. Keep sticking around. Again, I'm unemployed for the rest of the year, so stay tuned for some more content. Not putting out content at this point means that I have failed miserably at my life.
Yes.
So,
there will be more content, I promise. We're just kind of settling into things right now, but I promise there will be more content.
Yeah.
And hopefully, spooky season is coming up. Hopefully there will be a nice maybe 2 or 3 little treats for you guys that Chris doesn't even know about yet. So stay tuned for those.
Yeah. Also, if you guys haven't noticed by now, so Jared and I are a part of a film that we're doing right now. It's a pilot of a TV show that we're all going to try and get picked up. Friend of ours, Austin Parsons, is doing...
say this man's name, full name. Yeah. Austin Parsons.
Austin Parsons.
Yeah.
We're filming a pilot with him called Hightower. I'm going to leave a link in the description below of how you can go fund this film. He's got a visual pitch and everything. It's a sci-fi. We're going to try and get it, picked up by some networks. So if you could spare a dime, spare time,
or just
go
share
over
it.
go over to the account. If you don't have money, it helps if you just share the Indiegogo and everything, just so people know what it's about, and so that people who can donate know about it, and they will. And if you can spare a dime to donate, we'd really, really appreciate it, and we'd just love to see how far we can take this. So yeah, we appreciate if you help us out with that. I'll be doing that, with the last episode, a few episodes before after this. So yeah, go check that out. Help us out there. And we just appreciate you listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't forget.
He's alive, let that motherfucker thrive. I'm gonna get it on that till I find out what's inside. I'll take the flame with some pain on the side. He's alive, I know that you can see. And he gives like a Silverstein tree.